Hey yoke, what is going on with my people, the Chico army, and any newbie who can be considered a viewer of the tube? My name is Tyler, host of the crypto channel that needs to replay this clip from Monday.
Like normal people.
The millennials, am I right?
Stand here. Look.
Okay. All right. Are you on Instagram?
Now let's just watch this clip from a 1947 French film.
Et il y aura des faits divers tellement passionnants que... Et je ne parle pas du feuilleton.
Il était devant elle était devant lui.
You know how the French predicted it. It's time for Chico Crypto. Well, today decides it. Will the markets be bullish for the 4th like I predicted yesterday? Will they be pumping for America's Day of Independence? Well, as we know, the June jobs report came out and it was better than expected. 4.8 million net payrolls were added and unemployment came out lower than expected at 11.1%. Thus, the Dow yesterday had a big old opening pump and then a slight dump and then it settled down into a range over 231 points more than yesterday. The stock markets, they were up. But Bitcoin, it went down. What the freak, Tyler? I thought the two were correlated. Well, I didn't see this coming and I don't think anyone did. The biggest news to rock the crypto markets was dropped yesterday, and Cointelegraph dropped the news in an article titled Bitfinex Investor Reportedly Detained by Chinese Authorities, with a subheading that says, Zhao Dong was taken into custody by the police with no official statement as to his detention. The article states, reports circulating in Chinese media allege that Zhao Dong, head of the over-the-counter crypto lending platform RenRenBit, has been detained by local police. The validity of these reports is not known at this time. Some say Dong is currently in a police station in Hangzhou, others claim he is in Yangcheng, although a Matthew Graham of Sino Global Capital said this on Twitter. Seems confirmed that RenRenBit CEO Zhao Dong has in fact been detained by Hangzhou police. It's extremely important to be clear that, number 1, detained is not the same as arrested. Number 2, it does not necessarily follow that this is in relation to RenRenBit's business operations. I'm sure it has nothing to do with his OTC operations and involvement with Tether USDT. Yeah, what you're saying, Matt, is a bunch of BS. And that is most likely what it has to do with, because your boy Chico has been covering Zhao Dong, his relation to Tether, and one more that is not talked about by anyone, Binance. Let's watch a previous clip of mine in which I covered the connection. Now remember Zhao Dong, Bitfinex shareholder. He is extremely tight with Bitfinex, even posting this picture with CFO Giancarlo Devanisi, claiming to have seen Tether bank accounts fully full. Well, Zhao isn't only a shareholder in Bitfinex, but he's also an angel investor and advisor in Binance, according to the first release of their white paper. Need more evidence that CZ is a part of the Tether cartel? How about this conversation with the crypto lark?
Now, I did want to ask you as well, there's been a lot of accusations made against the guys over at Tether. How do you feel about that situation? What are your thoughts on it?
My general feeling is that there's always more FUD in the community than there are positive things. And the FUD is usually more overreactive. I did meet with the key guy from Bitfinex in person a couple of weeks ago. And we did talk about this issue. And there was a couple of other guys who I trust to a fairly high degree. They said they have looked at the accounts.
Yes, CZ met with the Tether execs, and a couple people he trusts looked into their accounts, aka Zhao Dong. So Zhao is connected closely to both Tether execs and Binance execs. I wonder why. Investor, of course, but what does he provide for them? Well, let's just look at a RenRenBit timeline. They were created in August of 2018. I wonder what was going on with Tether USDT during that time. Well, let's look at another nice timeline of events put together by Amy Castor. In June, banking problems started, with Noble Bank, their banking relationship going down the drain. And then another banking relationship with HSBC goes kaput. So just a coincidence that Zhao launched RenRenBit then, an OTC desk which dealt up directly in Tether? No, they needed cash money, Bitfinex and Tether, so the plan was to take Bitcoin from Chinese investors through OTC USDT trades and get cash flowing because, as we know, they lost $850 million of it. Then, going back to that RenRenBit timeline, after RenRen launched wallets, apps, and trading super quick, they supported the Bitfinex LEO token sale, and Zhao was a major component of winning Chinese trust back in Bitfinex and Tether. Okay, Tyler, I get he is connected to Tether and is a major component of OTC trading in China. How is this bad for the likes of Binance, besides him being an investor? Well, Yahoo covered the arrest a bit deeper in an article titled "China Police Said to Detain Crypto OTC Traders Amid Money Laundering Crackdown." And the article says, as Chinese police step up efforts to crack down on illegal economic activities, crypto over-the-counter traders are being detained to assist investigations. In another sign, Chinese law enforcement are targeting cryptocurrency trading. Zhao Dong, a prominent Chinese crypto OTC trader and the co-founder of crypto lending platform RenRenBit, has been held up by police in the city of Hangzhou. It continues to say, as the rumor drew wider attention given Zhao's prominent status, a representative of RenRenBit said in a statement on social media platform Weibo that one unnamed OTC trading desk in Beijing had its whole team taken away by police late last month. It does not appear that any of the OTC traders were outright arrested. RenRenBit said Zhao, who was involved in the OTC team but not involved in the day-to-day trades, returned to China from Japan in early June and is now actively assisting local police in anti-fraud and anti-money laundering investigations. Yeah, he is a pawn for police, giving away details to save his own bouteille. And look at this Cointelegraph article posted in June of last month. Binance reportedly trades crypto in China despite ban, says it runs test site. In the article, it says top crypto exchange Binance seems to be providing trading services for mainland Chinese customers, despite the local ban, a report published yesterday by China National Radio, or CNR, alleges. According to CNR, Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao, also known as CZ, has been promoting a website called BinanceZH.com on his Weibo page. And then, in September of last year, Binance announced that they would be launching a fiat to crypto OTC desk for the Chinese yuan. Was CZ stepping on some toes? Chico thinks so. But this goes deeper, and I covered what was going on in a video posted in January of this year, with a video titled "Bitcoin's Deadly Use Case Revealed, China, Cartels, and Druga Money Laundering." Of course, that video is in the description if you want the full picture, but we're going to watch what is important right now, the Rogue 100 OTC desk, Binance, and Huobi. Binance, Huobi, and other crypto exchanges across the globe are indirectly or directly involved with a massive money laundering operation, which involves the Chinese mafia, Mexican cartels, Chinese underground banking systems, and Chinese OTC crypto brokers. So let's begin with the OTC brokers, as they were named in the Chainalysis report. They called these brokers who specialize in moving illegal funds the Rogue 100. And the Rogue 100 is moving hundreds of millions of dollars, with total volumes increasing month by month since 2017. The Chainalysis report describes what the Rogue 100 does very well. The problem, however, is that while most OTC brokers run a legitimate business, some of them specialize in providing money laundering services to criminals. OTC brokers typically have a lower KYC requirement than the exchanges they operate on. Many of them take advantage of this laxity and help criminals launder and cash out funds, usually first by exchanging Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies into Tether as a stable intermediary currency before they presumably cash out into fiat, which happens in a complex web always involving more than one OTC broker. By analyzing their transactions in the Chainalysis reactor, they visualize how two corrupt OTC brokers take in funds from criminal sources. On the far left, we see funds start at a criminal entity, move through an intermediary wallet, and then move onto two OTC brokers, both of whom are on the Rogue 100 list. The OTC brokers then move the funds to Huobi, most likely to be converted to USDT. They also visualized an example of how corrupt OTC brokers frequently transact with one another, moving millions upon millions worth of BTC back and forth through each other to try and trick analysis software and hide the trail. But Tether USDT is highly important to those OTC desks as it keeps the criminal client's value stable until they are ready to cash out into fiat. Well, I wonder which exchanges have the most Tether according to the Tether rich list. Number 1, Binance. Number 2, Binance. Number 3, Huobi. Number 4, Huobi. How about we just look at the volume by currency breakdown for Binance and Huobi? 80% USDT or over for each of the exchanges, Binance being slightly worse than Huobi. Which makes sense because according to Chainalysis, they were receiving slightly more illicit funds. So the reason for these high Tether amounts on these exchanges is because these OTC desks need to keep criminal funds stable before cashing out on the fiat exchanges, another OTC desk which provides fiat services, and more. So again, if you want to see the full connections to the Drugas and Cartels, please find the vid in the description. But the point is this, that Binance and Huobi, they are relying on these OTC desks to keep that volume flowing. And if they are shut down and nullified, things are not going to be good for either of those exchanges and their coins. And investigations being performed might just lead police right back to the execs of each exchange, who work very closely together. Because of the money laundering and connections back to funds being moved for the Druga cartels, I can guarantee you this is pressure from the United States to shut down the Rogue 100 Chinese OTC desks, which is a lifeline of Binance Huobi, which makes it a lifeline of Bitfinex and Tether. So what is going to happen to Bitcoin? Are the markets going to tumble? Well, I can tell you this, it's good to stop illegal activity like that, but we all know where all Tether trading volume comes from, China. And Bitcoin right now relies on USDT to keep it going. So it's up to Tether and Bitfinex. Their Chinese partners are going down like Charlie Brown. Will they do a massive print soon? Well, they think they are the Fed, so I wouldn't doubt it for a second. Cheers, viewers. I'll see you next time.